Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about some of the big life lessons that I've learned in 2022. 2022 was a huge year for me personally and professionally. Lots of new changes, lots of opportunities, and it just feels like a different year, even though we're still in 2022. And I'm really hopeful about what's going to be happening here in the fall as well as in 2023. But as it pertains to this channel, I haven't been as active as I wanted to be, and it's because I've just had to get my legs back underneath me as I've navigated all of these different changes. And I thought I would just share with you some of the things that I've learned that is just kind of like life-changing. It's really given me perspective on a lot of different things. And the first lesson is risk is good and it's necessary, and there's going to be times when we have to take a lot of risk. And I certainly took a huge risk back in April when I stepped down from my previous position. I had been with that organization for 5 years, but I just felt like it was just the right time to end my time there and to think about what's next. Talking about this with my partner, we collaborated together, and she was incredibly supportive, but we really didn't have a defined timeline of like what does that mean, both financially as well as career wise. We're still in a pandemic, and it was a really hard decision to make because that's income. That's how I can provide for my family. And so that was a really tough decision, but it ended up being an incredibly good one. And the risk sort of paid off because shortly after, about 2 months after, I got an opportunity to work at a different organization. And I'm still with that organization now. It's been 3 months. It's been incredible. I'm so glad. I love the people that I work with, and I love the work that I get to do. So it kind of worked out. But I knew that those early days were super difficult to process, and I was still decompressing and debriefing my previous season, but all in all, it was a really good experience, and it just reminds me that we're going to have to take some risk in life in order to grow, in order to move forward and progress, and that's really, really an important piece. The second lesson that I've learned throughout this year, and definitely for longer than this year, is just really depend on the process and be patient. What I've realized is that you can't really force things in life. There are very few things that we control individually, and part of life is experiencing it and allowing it to come as it does, and being able to respond to it with wisdom, with grace, with elegance, with understanding, and with patience. Patience is the key. Whenever we set out to do something, what's really, really important is that we learn from the process, that we learn from our mistakes, that we allow time for things to just kind of develop, because we can't really know everything in a given season. Like we are privy to some information, but a lot of life is sort of shrouded, and I think that's both a wonderful and beautiful thing, as well as a mysterious thing that we need to kind of allow life to develop for us to live it and be in it and navigate it wisely. The thing that I'm learning about patience as I'm getting older is that it really does give all of us an advantage in life. It allows us to persevere. It allows us to stay the course. It gives us strength. It allows us to sort of be humbled by the things that happen to us and the things that we observe. And so I think there's a power in patience when it comes to career, when it comes to opportunities, when it comes to creativity, any sort of thing, parenting, building relationships, getting to build your skills and grow as a person. Patience is the key to unlocking those things that we're wanting in life. And so that's been really, really huge for me. And I think the last lesson I'll mention in this video is storytelling. It's listening to stories. It's telling your own story. That is such an important part of our journey, is to not only share our story, but to listen to other people's stories. And I see this clearly in my kiddos who have had a prolonged period of of not being able to have that many opportunities to tell their story and to hear the stories of other kids and other families. I think that's one of the big losses of the last 2 years plus, which is that we've just not have had regular interactions and regular opportunities to just be amongst each other. And I think we're living a time where we have so many beautiful ways to share and listen to our stories. And it's why I love making videos and why I think it's so important that we dig into the creative self that we are. And I think this next season is a continual effort and just a revitalization of storytelling in your life, in my life. And I think that's such a beautiful vision of what we can pursue together. Life is just more interesting and more beautiful when we are together and when we can share both our common things as well as those things that make us different. I think variety and diversity and all of these things are so important for us to continually embrace and experience and practice. And so that's been a driving force of me wanting to get back into making YouTube videos and sharing more about my life on this channel. And, with that being said, I really want to continue to make videos that go beyond sneakers and goes beyond filmmaking and gear. I want to be able to make these sorts of videos. And honestly, there's going to be days when I really only have some time to just make a simple short video like this. But as I continue to navigate like what life looks like these next few months, I'm hoping to do that together with you all. So thanks so much for listening. I really appreciate your support, and let me know, what sort of lessons have you learned this year? What are some of the goals that you have in mind as we think about the end of this year and 2023 and beyond? So leave a comment below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.